Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we have the financial clinic, but before we get into that, a quick reminder of what we are doing over this Christmas season, helping to feed those who are not able to afford to put a meal on their table. We've been talking about this since last week. I'm here to remind you yet again. And I've been asking you the question, have you ever been at a place where you can't afford a meal? If you've been there, you know how it feels. If you've ever gone 2-3 days without eating because you simply cannot afford a meal, you know what I'm talking about. And there are quite a number of Kenyans who find themselves in that situation. And over this Christmas season, Family Media is partnering with Food Banking Kenya. Food Banking Kenya are doing a lot to feed the hungry and to help those who cannot afford a meal. I mean, think about this. Between the 30th of November and the 12th of December, they fed 2,500 families. That's something. That's something. So imagine what would happen if we teamed up with them and helped them in this good venture that they are doing. Jesus says, I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. This is it, my friend. So what are we doing over this Christmas season? We are raising money to help feed the hungry. And we are partnering with Food Banking Kenya, also partnering with you and asking you to send something for this good cause. M-Pesa pay bill number, I will be giving you shortly. In fact, let me give it to you now. It's 135-135. Account name is Building Hope. 135-135, account name Building Hope. Send something there today. Yeah? You may feel like, I don't have a lot. Can 50 bob help? Can 100 bob help? Yes. You know, with 500 bob, you can feed a family for 3 days. 500 bob. I mean, we spend 500 bob without thinking sometimes. Sometimes we spend 3,000-4,000 bob without thinking. 500 bob can feed a family for 3 days. 1,500 can feed them for about a weekend. So I'm urging you right now, before we start talking about finances, toa simu yako, enda pale kwa M-Pesa, go to the pay bill, type in 135-135, and then account name, put Building Hope, and then send whatever you can. A big thank you to those who responded yesterday and send something. Hata kama ulituma jana, you can still send today. So send, and after you send me that message on our regular SMS line, 20316 or WhatsApp 0786-316-316 to let me know that you have sent something towards this good cause. Haya, ni wakati wa clinic. Clinic ya mfuko. Tumefungua clinic kama kawaida. Tumeosha reception, tumeweka bench yetu ya kawaida. We are ready for you. This week we want to talk about something interesting. We want to talk about financial hangover. In studio with me this morning, I have director and lecturer at Destiny Tech Institute. He's also a tax consultant. This is CPA DENIS JUMA. How are you doing?
I'm very fine, Mr. Kumu.
Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Sijui nikuambie Merry Christmas, since we are in the zone.
Yes. Actually, it has started.
It has started.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
So, DENIS, financial hangover. What is a financial hangover? What do we mean by this term, financial hangover?
Mostly, Mr. Kumu, when people hear the word hangover, mostly people think of the alcohol hangover.
Yes.
But we have so many different of hangovers.
Okay.
One of them is the financial hangover. That is mostly after spending in festive seasons. You realize that you have spent more than you have overstretched. You cannot manage yourself. So you find yourself in depression, and you end up making some decisions maybe which might lead to financial crisis.
Is that common with a season like this?
In fact, this is the season where financial hangover is expected. It is the season where this is expected. Yes.
So what gets people to that place? Maybe we can talk about the things that lead to a financial hangover, and then we can talk about the things to do to avoid a financial hangover. So what are some of the things that get people into the space where they have a financial hangover?
Mostly what gets people to a financial hangover, one is lack of budgeting.
Hii budgeting tumeisikia sana. Lakini sifikiri tunatia maanani. We keep hearing about budgeting. In fact, some people, when you talk to them about budgeting, they don't want to hear, because their thinking is, what I have is not even enough for me. This is a budget.
So what do you need? How much do you need to budget with? If you can't budget with 1,000 bob,
yes,
I give you 1 million, you will not budget. I give you a clear example.
Yeah.
I had this cousin of mine, I think this was in 2015. He was a fresh graduate from university. So he was employed and he was earning Kenya shillings 5,000 in a private school. So he used to tell me that if only I can get 15,000, my life will change.
My life will change, yes.
So from the 5,000, I remember he was employed in one of the organizations, and his salary became 60.
From 5 to 60?
Yes, from 5,000 to 60,000.
Yes.
I met him like 2 years ago, and he was telling me, if only I can get 100.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to bring is that if you can't plan with 1,000, you cannot even plan with 1 million. So you can budget with the little you have.
Okay.
So in planning, in budgeting, which comes hand in hand with planning, you should have a meeting with yourself.
Yes.
Be true to yourself. You know your expenditure. You know that when I wake up, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. You can spread it over a week, over a month, even over a year.
Yeah.
If you are married and you have a spouse, you have children, you know that you have school fees. If you are single and you don't have children, you know that I need to pay rent, I need to take care of my parents, I need to take all the bills.
Yes.
Can you have this listed somewhere? Then against each expenditure, expected expenditure, can you tell yourself how much you expect to incur? Compare this vis-a-vis with your income.
With your income.
Yes. Then you can be able to budget for yourself.
But now with a festive season like this, there are other expenses that are not the normal monthly expenses that you incur. You know, so how do you budget for this? Because expenses inakuwa ni zaidi, kwa sababu lazima tupige sherehe, but the income is still the same.
You know, that is a mistake which most of us normally get themselves into.
Okay.
You find that you try to budget beyond your means.
Beyond, yes.
Mostly to, sorry to say this, mostly to impress the people you don't like. I don't know.
You buy things you don't need to impress people you don't like.
Yes. Most people normally get themselves in that situation. They buy, they get themselves into expenses just to impress the people they don't like. Then when reality hits, you close yourself in a room. You are alone. You have impressed
so and so.
So and so. So to overcome this, you will be regulated by your budget. Don't go beyond what you cannot manage.
Okay.
Be like, if you want to be realistic to yourself, check your next year expenditure. Not now. Not now. So from January moving forward, what are your expected
expenses?
Yes. So you'll realize if you have school fees to pay, you have rent to settle, can you do this one now? Settle them now, if possible.
Yeah.
Because in December, we are in December.
You're in December.
Many people are going to receive their salaries. This week.
Yes.
In fact, even today.
Kunano washapokea.
Yes. Then not knowing that the next salary will be in February. The next salary will be in February.
Yes.
Landlord will not listen to you. Bills will not listen to you. So can you check your expected expenditure? Can you try to do even 75% right now?
How do you do that? Na kuna sherehe inakuja, my friend.
It is not a must.
What do you mean? You see, the other thing I find interesting is this, Dennis. You see, we live in a space today where there's so much pressure. When we were growing up, we didn't have all this social media, what. But you see, social media is about impressing Saizi because we are just about to start putting our pictures, Coast Manenos, Shags Manenos, you know, we are flying somewhere. And there's all this pressure. And it comes with expenses. How do you deal with that?
It is all about planning. For example, I will wish to give you a very good example on myself.
Okay.
Like right now, when you are telling people I'm going for holiday, they ask you, you are traveling to Mombasa. Are you going to Kilifi? Are you going to Watamu?
Yes.
And all that.
Yes.
But I tell them, no, I'll just be going to up country. And not that I don't travel to those places, because, you know, we have children who need to explore and the rest.
Yes.
But in my timetable, I don't travel to those I call expensive places during festive seasons. Like in my family setup, we travel in the month of March.
When it's a low season.
When it's a low season. Before the Easter and the rest.
Yes.
That is our setup. So when it comes to the festive seasons where the expenditure, because like right now, there is an hotel where our destination hotel in the coastal region, someone wanted me to book for them. I realized the cost has gone up 4 times. 4 times, yes.
Wow.
What we paid in March, right now it is 4 times. So you end up spending more.
Yes.
Then you like regret later. So can you plan yourself? In the month of January, what am I supposed to do? February, March, April. And right now it is the right time to set this.
Yeah.
Yes. So it will help you to regulate your finances.
Okay.
So expenses and budget is not done when the money is there.
It's done before you get the money.
Before you get the money.
So that when the money comes, you know where it's going.
Yes, you know where it's going. So if you want, actually, the right time to plan for December festive, moving into the future, is in the month of January. That is when you're supposed to plan for your Christmas festive.
Okay.
Yes. So if you feel you want to save towards this,
then
start saving for it in January. You don't wait to get the money in December. Then you plan with the same amount.
Yes.
That one you will get yourself in the financial hangover. Yes.
But one of the things I experience a lot when we come to January is people want prayers for school fees, people want prayer for this, financial issues, because in December we closed our eyes and we said, you know what? When we get to January, God will provide.
Yes, God always provides. And we should not overspend that God will provide.
Yes.
Why don't you plan for it right now? If it's school fees, whatever you want to spend, pay at least even 50% of that school fees. If you realize that your January expenditure are overstretched in December, you will realize, for example, if you are in Nairobi, if you remain in Nairobi, you will realize you are not alone. There are some people. So it's not like, and this year will not be the same as next year. So if God will provide, let God provide next year, so that next year you'll be better off. But if now you, to yourself, you realize it is not working, then you rather contain yourself. Because people go into depression actually because of overspending. So have a budget. Stick to this budget.
Stick to it, yes.
And also something else, there is this impulse shopping. We call it unstructured shopping.
Yes.
You just walk into a mall, and because like right now there are so many, you call them Black Fridays.
Yes.
Yes, there are so many.
There are so many, they're everywhere.
They are everywhere.
Some of them are fake.
Yes, some of them are fake. And,
yes.
And the things are very impressive.
Yes.
So this is the time you have to stop the impulse shop,
yes,
shopping and all that. Then also right now, you try to limit the M&E payments.
Why? Because that's very convenient.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure it's convenient?
Yeah, it's convenient. You don't have to think about it. In fact, you don't feel like you're spending money.
Not really. There is hidden cost to it. Yes.
Because this is how I look at it. Maybe you can tell me.
Okay.
When you go, whether you're at the petrol station or you're at the supermarket, and you pay for something with your phone, I usually find it's like you don't feel the pinch, as opposed to removing your wallet and removing cash and paying. When I pay on my phone, it's almost like there's like a deception of sorts. In my mind, I am thinking, I haven't really spent anything because I haven't touched physical cash. When physical cash leaves your pocket, kuna kakitu mtu usikia.
Not really.
Yeah.
There is a hidden cost which comes with it. If when you remove the cash to spend, you say you are feeling the pinch.
Yes.
And now that is what I want. Because if you have the cash, when you are trying to make payments, you are seeing that cash going down.
Yes.
But when it is in your phone, you don't feel like. If you load your phone right now with 20,000, then you start making payments. I don't know whether it has ever happened to you. You sit down to start reconciling your payments. It was 20 then. All of a sudden, when you check the balance, 3,000.
3,000. 17 imeenda happy.
You even call Safaricom.
Yes.
It's there. Something is not adding up.
Yes.
Because you pay with even without necessarily checking your...
Very true.
Yeah, your balances. Then when it reaches a point now you want. So if you have cash, there is always that pinch when you are trying to pay.
You're more careful.
You are more careful because it was 10, now you have seen it is now 7.
It is now 7.
You regulate yourself.
Yes.
So during this festive season, it is always advisable that you use cash payments.
Okay.
You feel the pinch as you pay and you regulate yourself.
Okay. It's the financial clinic. Financial hangover is what we are talking about. We are hanging out with CPA DENIS JUMA. If you have any questions for us, send them in. 20316 SMS, WhatsApp 0786 316 316. Dennis, talk to us about borrowing. Is there a wise way to borrow, especially with a season like this where everything is calling out to you? Every product seems to have your name written on it. We want everything. And since we have easy access to borrowing, unachukua ya Mshwari, unachukua ya KCB, unachukua ya Hustler, na zicombine unakuwa na kakikapu kako kako sawa.
So you are fenced with the debts. We have what is called debt addiction.
Debt addiction, I agree.
And debt addiction is where you borrow to finance a lifestyle. That is what we call debt addiction. In my perspective and how I take it, you should not borrow to finance
a lifestyle.
And this festive season is a lifestyle. So why should you borrow? And the way when we started, I say most people, they overspend to impress the people they don't
like.
The people they don't like. So right now, the way you are saying, you find most of the young people, they borrow to finance this festive season. Then they console themselves that we will see what happens after the festive season. So my advice will be, if you can't afford it, don't borrow to finance holiday. Ideally, borrowing should be structured into borrow to finance income generating, something which will generate income, or for emergencies. And emergency here, to me, is health-based. Okumu is unwell, though you are not unwell, you are very healthy. And we really need to finance this right now because we are saving a life. So if it is a life saving and that is the only option we have, then borrowing is justified. borrow, and also remember we don't borrow to start businesses.
Oh.
We borrow to finance an ongoing business.
Okay, why don't we borrow to start a business?
Mostly, and the history has it, most people who tried, if you read some documents keenly, people who borrow to start businesses, those businesses don't last. I don't know the much perspective behind it, but I think there is much relaxation when you borrow to start a business. Mostly they don't last.
Okay.
Yes, it has been proven actually.
Okay.
You borrow to finance an ongoing. So this festive season is not the period to borrow because you are just financing a lifestyle, then you will remain in debt.
Okay.
And another problem, you know, people normally view debts as bank loans only. That those are the debts which are considered to be debts or loans per se. What I borrow from Okumu, what I borrow from Mshwari, what I borrow from Fuliza.
Yes.
People don't view this to be debts. But checking you wake up every day and you find messages all corners. In the short run, it might not be a very big challenge. But in the long run, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, people telling you pay, you will fall into depression. Then once you fall into depression because of debts, what you start doing, you start borrowing again to finance what you have
to pay.
To pay. So you just prolong your borrowing spear and all that. Then you find yourself that you cannot finance your finances, you cannot plan, you cannot. So you end up with now what you are calling the financial hangover.
Yeah.
Yes. So advice is, don't borrow this festive season to finance the holiday.
The holiday.
Yes.
What would you tell people who are already in that cycle and they don't know how to break free? So they're always borrowing to repay. Next month again you borrow to repay, borrow to repay. So you're caught in this cycle and you don't know how to get out of it. What would you tell somebody in that cycle?
Yes, you know, we are human beings and we come from different backgrounds, and we don't have any control over that.
Yeah.
Mikono hazitoshani. Yes. So some people have gotten themselves into this situation that now they have to borrow to repay. They borrow to repay.
Yeah.
The best way to come out of that situation, I always say that in a week, have 2 days of 1 hour each to have a meeting with yourself, more so concerning your finances.
Yeah, yeah.
You will realize that in a week, there are unnecessary spending you incur. There are, you as a person, that you just wake up and you tell a friend, what do you think? Should I get you something today? Just to impress them. Or you just want to buy a cloth because you are going for a wedding, just to impress the crowd. So instead of doing that, you can, and people do this, that I don't want to lose many friends. So you try to finance to keep the circle alive.
Yeah.
So you can stop the circle or reduce the circle. Whatever you get, try to pay. If it is a Mshwari of 10,000, try to settle that fast. And not all of them. Try to concentrate with one. Then don't borrow again from there to finance
this other one.
So you just give yourself a time limit that within 4 months, I want to repay this and this and this and this. Then once you are done, you now start reorganizing yourself as a person.
Yeah.
Instead of borrowing to repay and all that, it will lead you to some financial depression. So to overcome this, just give yourself a timeline, work with budget. In fact, budget is always my main issue.
Yeah.
Work with a
Work
budget.
with the budget.
Yes.
Okay.
Know your budget and how to repay, and you will overcome that.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, there's also another form of borrowing that comes with this kind of season, where you take things and then you'll pay them later. Especially kama unajuana na mtu wa duka, ama unajuana na mtu wa whatever. Your friend is the one selling the clothes. Watoto wanataka nguo mpya, your friend is distributing this, and you're thinking, you know what? Give me, I'll pay later. What would you say to that? Is that an option, or would we consider that the same as just borrowing?
It is also a form of a hidden borrowing, but I'll still take you back. Can you have a budget first, vis-a-vis your income? If you are earning 100,000, and reason with me from the net perspective, I'm talking of net perspective.
Yeah.
If you take this goods and this goods is worth 5,000, and your net income is 100,000, then there is no problem. But why do you take items worth 150 when your net income is
100?
So you should not overstretch. Also, you know, there is this thing which people say that I should pay myself first.
Yeah.
So you end up paying yourself even with the borrowed funds. And in finance, when we say that, and it's true, by the way, you should pay yourself first. And Okumu, I don't know how you pay yourself first. Can you explain to me first?
Paying myself?
Yes.
The money I pay myself, I put somewhere. I don't spend it. I invest it somewhere.
True.
Yeah.
So I was having a conversation with someone. Then his perspective of paying myself first,
yes,
is kuambia mwili pole.
I knew you'd go there. Yes. Hii mwili lazima tuipigie pole.
Yes. So the point I wanted to bring home, if you are earning a net of 100, paying yourself first means out of the 100, you must know that of the 100, 20, 30, 40 is going for my savings or on my investment. Then what remains is what I'm supposed to do, to spend.
To spend.
And if you have to borrow, now borrowing here depends. Is it a long-term borrowing or something short?
Yeah.
And the problem most of people are in right now are the short-term. The short-term borrowings.
Yeah.
The mobile apps and all that. So if you are after saving whatever you can save, and you know, many people said here saying, in Kenya now you can't save anything. That what we earn we spend.
Yeah.
No, that is a no.
That's a lie.
If you realize that you can't save anything, it means you are living beyond your means.
And I think that's where the problem is, because there's a certain standard we have put ourselves at.
Yes.
And I'm not seeing myself going below that standard. So if it means borrowing to maintain that standard, then so be it. Because kuna pali, back to what you said, impressing people we don't like. You know, there's that place people have placed me. You know, Okumu works in a media house, so Okumu should be living in a house like this. Okumu should be driving this kind of a car. You know, and so we put that pressure on ourselves. Because sometimes when you tell people live within your means, many people will tell you that's not practical. Because there's a certain standard we all want to live at. And so we are striving to live there even though our finances are not able to. So what do we do with that? How do we change this mindset?
It's all about lying to yourself as a person. As a person. Lying to yourself as a person. And it's all about restructuring your life. And it will not take you long. You know, I'm taking you back to what I was saying, and I want this to sink. If you realize you cannot save anything, you are living beyond your means. If you are earning 5,000, if you are earning 10,000, if you are earning 100,000, all of you should be equal. That is what you should know.
Okay.
So if you realize you can't save any of this, then you are living beyond your means. With the 5,000, there is no way you can earn 5,000, then you rent a house of 3,000. it is not practical. There is no way you can earn 100,000, then you stay in a house of 50, 40,000. It is not practical. So before you start, Okumu is working in media and should be staying in this kind of a house and the rest. Can you first of all check how much should I save? Don't check the other expenses first. Out of what Okumu is earning, what can I save?
What can I save?
Yes. And don't make it exaggerated, just something reasonable.
Yeah.
Then out of what remains after you have set aside what you are supposed to save, the remaining amount, you check the school fees. You are the insurance, more so for your family or children or whatever. So school fees comes first, insurance should be next, because there is a lot of uncertainties in the future. Then now, what remains, you plan yourself. You have ever heard people saying that, actually, let me give you a story. When immediately after, I think after high school, there was this perception I had, and even my friends, you judge people the way they are putting on and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Then as time goes by, you realize that you meet someone, and if someone gives you a story of that person, someone you could have belittled, this dressing code and the rest, then someone tells you this person owns this, owns this, you are like, wow.
Yeah.
So it is upon you. You either go beyond your life to impress people, then you interfere with the future. And the future here are your dependents, mostly the children and the rest.
Yeah.
Or you restructure yourself in early, and early here is defined up to 50, 55 years of age. Then you set a life for...
You build something.
Yes, you build something. So most of us live to impress the society. And you know the society is very judgmental.
Yeah.
So it is upon you to restructure your life, check exactly what you want, so you don't overstretch yourself. If you are not able to save, it means you are walking in a wrong financial path.
Yeah.
And this is the truth.
You need to change your ways.
Exactly.
Lastly, 1 minute as we finish, for people who may already be in a financial hangover.
Already?
Yes. Or the people who will find themselves there. You know, sometimes you hear and then you're not you're hearing but you're not listening until we get to January, and then you realize, yeah, this is what they were talking about. So if somebody ever finds themselves in that place we are calling a financial hangover, what should they do?
If you are already in financial hangover right now, or you will be, but after this I hope people will have
binadamu ni wale wale, my friend.
And you know,
we like learning through trauma.
You know, like us in the accounting field, people normally say we are very mean. We are very mean.
Yes.
But not really. Just trying.
Plan well.
Not even trying, planning well. Being realistic. Being
realistic.
Being realistic to yourself.
Yeah.
So, like Okumu, when you are coming to work, you realize that fuel will take you 10,000 for the whole month.
Yeah.
Then you realize you have a cab. There is a friend of yours who is in Uber cab and or something. And you estimate that if you pay this guy 5,000, he will be taking you and dropping you for the whole month. Then to me, I feel there is no need of using your car if you can save on that cost and get the same services.
Yes.
So for me, if someone is in a financial hangover right now, or is listening but not trying to put this into practice, just try to be real and stop the borrowing and be real to yourself. It's just for a short term. It does not go for a long time. And right now is when we need to start in the month of, like me, what we normally do with my family, there is this cashback. The cashback. This is the right time to go for the cashback. Yes. Like when I check my bonga points now, from January up to now, I saw I have a limit I can shop up to around 13,000. So to me, I cash back that very fast. So it does not mean you really have to save the real cash. So when you plan yourself, say that for December, I will shop through cashback. So you don't keep on redeeming.
Yes. Unazichanga tu.
Unazichanga. Then come December, that is what...
I like that idea.
Yes, what you use. Okay. So it is all about planning. Like me right now, I know I will shop. My December shopping will come from the cashback. Yes, I'll redeem. So that is sorted.
Okay.
Yes.
Imagine my producer is telling me we are out of time. We only have... Our time is over.
Okay.
Time goes so fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But thank you. Well, usikuwe na hangover ya pesa. I hope you've been listening to what CPA DENIS has been telling us today. And the main thing he stressed over and over again, budget. Budget. Live within your means. That's all the time we have for the financial clinic for today. Lazima nifunga clinic. Daktari wa leo anaenda kuhudumia watu wengine wasipate hangover. Until next week, God bless you.
Thank you for watching. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get notified whenever we upload new fresh content every day. Stay tuned and enjoy fresh, uplifting content.